Do you recognize that tight feeling across your chest when worry sets in? That racing mind that won't let you sleep? That perpetual concern for the future that robs your present? What if I told you there's a single phrase, just 3 simple words, that has the power to dissolve anxiety the moment it appears? Brain researchers have scrutinized this phrase's neural impact, and what they found will reshape your stress management for life. Nevertheless, before I share these powerful words, you need to do something this instant. Click to subscribe and activate notification settings, since what comes next might be what stands between constant stress and genuine serenity. Based on compilations of scientific studies conducted by international universities and public health education materials freely distributed by official institutions, this video was created to share up-to-date information especially designed for people over 60. At this point, allow me to pose a candid question. What portion of your existence has been consumed by concerns over events that never materialized? What number of wonderful experiences have you overlooked while your mind dwelled in a make-believe future or hurtful past? The truth is, anxiety doesn't live in the present moment. It can't. Anxious thoughts consistently focus on either upcoming possibilities or previous incidents. It sustains itself on time frames absent from the present. And here's where everything changes. The phrase that destroys anxiety is simply this: I am here now. Merely 3 words. 9 letters total. Endless capability. When you articulate these words with true consciousness, something phenomenal happens in your cerebral system. Research utilizing functional MRI technology demonstrates that present-focused awareness instantly decreases amygdala activity, the brain's anxiety hub, while concurrently boosting prefrontal cortex function, which governs logical thought and emotional control. Still, this goes far beyond just neurochemistry. This centers on taking back your life from the control of non-existent dangers. Give this some thought. In this particular moment, are you safe? Not in future days, not upcoming weeks, not within those early morning mental constructions. Presently, the answer is almost always yes. At this moment, you're taking breaths. Presently, you're in a safe state. Presently, you possess everything required to be here now. Most people over 60 carry decades of accumulated worries. We've seen enough to recognize that adverse situations can arise. We've known sorrow, disillusionment, and bodily health struggles. Because of what we've been through, our awareness becomes heightened, always looking for the next risk. This is what psychologists call anticipatory anxiety, and it's exhausting. It feels like marathon running while being completely motionless. Your organism cannot differentiate between genuine threats and mental fabrications. As you worry regarding tomorrow's medical visit, your cardiac rate spikes, blood pressure increases, and stress hormones saturate your system, as though the threat were immediately occurring. This ongoing stress not only feels awful, it actually speeds up aging processes and compromises your immune defenses. Here's something powerful that Harvard researchers discovered. When people habitually practice being present, their bodies secrete less cortisol, the primary stress hormone, and more DHEA, typically called a youth-preserving molecule. Simply by returning your focus to the present, you're actually selecting wellness over illness, tranquility over turmoil. I'd like to relate a narrative that exemplifies this wonderfully. There was a man named Robert, 72 years old, who spent his days consumed by anxiety about his heart condition. Each dawn he began by checking his heart rate, observing every feeling, convinced each day could be his final. His wife observed him withdrawing into this anxiety cell until one day in his garden setting, a butterfly alighting on a proximate flower drew his focus. For mere seconds, his thinking went entirely still. His heart wasn't concerning him. He had no thoughts of the coming day. He simply observed this butterfly, totally in that moment, and in that moment, he realized something profound. His anxiety wasn't protecting him. It was preventing him from living. From then onward, each instance anxiety manifested, he'd affirm to himself, I am here now, and redirect his consciousness to something in his immediate setting, a sound, a bodily feeling, his respiratory rhythm. As time passed, this straightforward practice revolutionized his life beyond what any medicine could. At this moment, please pause this video for just 5 seconds and give this a try yourself. Vocalize the phrase, I am here now. Sense your physical form in the seat. Notice the air on your skin. Tune into the sounds in your space. Observe how rapidly your worry subsides when you truly become present. This doesn't constitute positive thinking or avoidance. This is something considerably more forceful. It's the truth of now. The present moment is the only moment that actually exists. Everything else exists as either past recall or future invention. When you grasp this thoroughly, not just conceptually but through living it, anxiety's control over you dissolves. You understand you've been distressed about things that literally have no current reality. And before advancing further, I'm asking for your help in spreading this word. Write a comment with 1 if this clicks for you, or 0 if you remain skeptical. Your involvement helps this video get to others who desperately require these insights. Now then, let's discuss utilizing this phrase effectively, particularly during severe anxiety episodes. The critical aspect isn't utilizing it as an implement against anxiety, trying to drive anxiety out. Rather, employ it as a stabilizer, a soft prompt to come back home to now. As you sense anxiety growing, pause briefly. Take a slow breath. Pronounce I am here now, either verbally or silently. Then bring your senses into play. What enters your visual field? What can you hear? What tactile sensations exist? This uncomplicated practice stops the anxiety cycle before it intensifies. Brain research shows that complete presence and complete anxiety cannot coexist. They're opposing conditions. Presence dissolves anxiety the way light dissolves darkness, not through battling, but simply through presence. For us above 60, this practice holds special value because we typically hold not just a day's worries, but also accumulated stress from a lifetime of trials. We could fret about wellness, monetary concerns, our offspring or their children, or becoming dependent. These represent legitimate concerns, but fretting over them provides no solutions. It simply keeps us from savoring the good times still available. Action provides solutions. Presence grants us serenity. Worry achieves neither. Here's why this phrase is so revolutionary. It functions instantly, requires no money, produces no negative effects, and works in any location, anytime. Thus, here's the challenge I'm presenting. Whenever you observe anxiety appearing, utilize the phrase, I am here now. Express it with awareness. Return to your senses. And this is what I need you to do at this moment.